Hey guys, I'm gonna talk to you about wiring on your Humvee. You got a 24 volt system, obviously, and a lot of generators. If you got the Humvee generator, it has a 12 volt accessory post on there, so you can run your 12 volt accessories from that. Or I'm gonna give you another way to do it that I think is a little bit better. First thing is, don't run your 12 volt accessories directly from the battery. And when I say that, I mean you get your battery set up so you have a 24 volt at the post. You run your batteries, your cables in a way, negative to positive, negative to negative, positive to the positive, and that gives you your 24 volts. What some people do is they'll run 12 volt accessories off one battery. Don't do that. So what they'll do is they'll run a positive wire here and a negative wire here going off to let's say a 12 volt light. And yeah, you do have 12 volt, but don't do it that way. This is the right way to do it. Run a power wire from your 24 volt post here. Run a ground wire from your 24 volt ground here. And you could wire them wherever you want to wire them, but this is the way I did it. I run it through the inside of the body up through the hole here. Okay. Then I have that 24 volt wire goes to a 24 volt continuous duty solenoid. Make sure you get a continuous duty. Do not get a starter solenoid that's not designed to run continuous use. This one's designed to be continually operated. So you have your 24 volt power from the primary battery post here. This one goes to, this is like the ignition post. This one is run to my ignition. So when the ignition is turned on, it sends 24 volts to this. And what it does then is it allows the power to go through this post to the other big post here. Now there's 24 volts going through the solenoid to here. Ignition accessory, or you could theoretically run it to a toggle switch, a powered toggle switch. This one is your ground. Now, if you're going to run 12 volt accessories, here's how you do it. 24 volts in, 24 volts out. Run your 24 volt power to a 24 volt to 12 volt converter. So now you have 24 volts going in to the converter, okay? Then you have, oops, dropped the phone. Then you have, so you have a 24 volt input. Now you have a 12 volt output. Your 12 volt output goes to a fuse block. Power on the fuse block, ground. Your ground wire goes here to the ground on the 24 volt converter. The ground on the 24 volt converter also goes to the ground on the solenoid. And it also goes to the ground that goes back through your primary wire, through the hole, out through here, or whatever hole it is, and goes to your primary ground. Okay? So your primary ground goes through, up, and it goes to the ground on your converter, you have a ground wire that goes from the converter to the ground on the solenoid. You have a ground wire on the converter that goes from the ground to your fuse panel. That ensures you have a good ground on everything, because if you start grounding things to the chassis, that's where a lot of these trucks have problems with bad grounds. But if you make sure you run your grounds properly, you won't have any issues with that. So that you know that every ground that you connect to an accessory to here, you're going to have a good ground. You're not going to have any issues with the ground. Then from there, you can run whatever fuse you need for your accessory, and then you can run your power wire from the fuse to whatever accessory you're going to run. Right? That's the proper way to run 12 volts through your 24 volt Humvee system.